Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today's upload is going to be about the snow in the southern US. So there has been quite a bit of talk about it, especially around the weather networks, and I never really made an update on it since my last video. But I decided today would be a good day. Today I actually have a snow day. I had a snow day here in Chicago, and many schools were closed. In the Chicago area, 1,800 schools were closed. We didn't get massive amounts of snow. We only got around 5 to 6 inches, but it was enough to cancel school, so I'm really happy. And then Wednesday, Thursday, probably no school again due to the bitter cold. I will not be making an update on the bitter cold today. I'll really try getting it in tomorrow, though. Today's about the South, so let's. If you'd like to support my channel, you could consider subscribing. And y'all know how to subscribe button looks like. It's down below by the description box. Above the description box, you click on it. You do have a YouTube account, and you're subscribed. You're supporting my channel, so thank you for that. If you have if you'd like to support me more directly, if you'd like to, support me in a bigger way, you could do it. You could support me on Patreon right now. I'm $32 per month, 8 patrons. Thank you so much, guys. This has been way more than I expected, and I can't give you enough gratitude for this. So thank you so much for this. And if you would like to become one or support me more directly, then consider doing that. Right now, though, however, let's go quickly to the GFS model. GFS and the FV3 GFS have been fairly good with this system. They have showed this couple days ago already, almost a week ago today, that there would be snow in the south. And guess what? They're right. There will be snow in the south. So basically, this cold front passes through. If we go to the current radar right now, it's attached to a low pressure system that is sitting right there in northern Illinois, making its way on into Lake Michigan, and it's basically spinning. Oh, sorry about that. It's spinning its winds. The wind feels something like this, so it's bringing in the cold air behind it, and this is what's causing that convergence with that cold front. Because right in here, are warm air. There's warm air. There's strong winds, and there's a little bit of snow out ahead of it. But behind here's this cold front that's approaching now northern Tennessee, Kentucky, and into Arkansas. So this will dive down into the U.S., southern U.S., into states like Alabama, Mississippi, even Georgia, Louisiana, and drop a swath of snow throughout this area mainly. And the further northwest you go, probably the higher. So eastern Tennessee, possibly seeing also some snow with this. Northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, potentially seeing some snow. So let's just go through this one by one. So right now, this is what the GFS is showing, that it's looking like a little bit overdone with the snow, but has it breaking up a little bit and then quickly reforming. So I wouldn't say eastern Tennessee or western. Sorry, I kept saying eastern Tennessee. I meant to say western Tennessee here. Western Tennessee. I said eastern Tennessee earlier here as well. So western Tennessee probably not seeing much out of this as well as Kentucky, western Kentucky, due to the fact that it will be a little bit disorganized by the time it reaches there, and it only will re-strengthen once it's basically passed through you. Western Tennessee, if you live in Eastern Tennessee now. I'm getting my directions mixed up. Sorry about that. So if you live in Eastern Tennessee, you could also see several inches of snow. And look at that. The GFS has this 12Z, so 7 o'clock in the morning Tuesday. This is what the GFS thinks the radar will look like. Cold air is already pouring in behind it into the Midwest and Upper Plains. And then it's getting its way down into the south. That's why it's transitioning the rain into snow because of the cold blast of air. And cities like Birmingham, Tupelo, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, potentially seeing some snow. Atlanta, Georgia, I wouldn't be too confident on that. It'll be northwest Georgia for sure, but whether it gets to Atlanta, it's tough to say. I would say maybe less than an inch of snow, even if it does get to you. But eastern Tennessee, potentially seeing a couple of inches of snow. North Carolina, and then off it goes into the ocean, and there's nothing great afterwards. There's a little system right here that could start developing, but we'll discuss that later on. So we're looking at current radar. Let's go to the National Weather Service. I first want to show you the National Weather Service map and all the warnings and watches that are posted across the South. You can see warnings, watches, advisories, and this is not going to be substantial, or I should say, for the northern for the northern standards, this isn't going to be substantial snow. And I think it just started snowing here again. Yes, it did. So I was looking at the windows. Apologize about that, but it's not going to be substantial snows by northern standards. If you live in the southern U.S., 3 inches is definitely enough to cause a winter storm warning, and that's what the amounts will be. If we go to Birmingham, Alabama, if you live in the north end, you'll be absolutely shocked by these amounts, and you'd be like, how is this a winter storm warning? But again, guys, they have way less equipment. They are not nearly as well ready, sanitized for the winter, if you want to call it that way. I don't know, maybe tops, maybe they have around 30, 60 plows. I think that's even an over exaggeration. Up in the north, I know my city has over 400 to 600 plows, and if they really need it, they could get up to 1,000 on the streets. So 2 to 3 inches is definitely a cause for winter storm warning. And again, the farther northwest you go of Birmingham, the more greater the snowfall amounts will be. And right now, look at that. It's 60 degrees in Birmingham. That cold front, get ready, guys. It'll hit you like a truck. So get ready for those. Get ready for that snow and the very cold temperatures, because it's going to affect a lot of the eastern part of the United States. The only region of the United States that's not going to get impacted by this, I would say, is the western. And again, look at that. Jackson potentially getting some snow. Let's go to let's just click on Jackson and let's see what happens here. So this is Jackson and Mississippi. So some rain and snow tonight, mainly changing to rain after midnight, and then 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow. A little bit warmer, or I should say, a little bit warmer, and things start to go off back into the 60s. So the South will get hit by this cold front, but it won't, or this cold blast, but not nearly as much as the northern part of the United States. So let's quickly go to the HER model. The HER model is a high resolution model that is one of the best models out there, in my opinion, when it comes to close proximity range forecasts. So we're having a little bit difficulties here. Let's go to 18Z Monday. And okay, the reason I wanted 18Z Monday is because this goes out to 36 hours, in this case 32. So it gives us a bit better view of the forecast. And so right now, not much the HER model is showing. Again, Western Tennessee, but not much in terms of this. The cold front will still be disorganized, but it really starts taking shape here in Alabama, later on in Mississippi and in Alabama. Look at that. Some heavy snow breaking out across central Mississippi into Louisiana. Not much sleet going on at all. This could be a fairly clean transition between rain and snow, which is always a good thing, because ice is even worse. This is absolutely ridiculous when it comes to car accidents and road issues. Ice is the worst type of precipitation you can get. This passes through into Alabama. Look at that, even potentially reaching potentially the Mobile, Alabama. Maybe a couple of snow showers, wouldn't be surprised. And then again, look at this. Georgia, maybe not seeing that much snow out of this, especially Atlanta, Georgia, and the further southeast you go. Far northwestern sections, maybe a little bit. And then this low re-strengthens and develops a fairly nice swath of snow for the northeast, but definitely not worthy of a nor'easter or winter storm warnings. Maybe some advisories would be posted, but that's it. And the reason why it's so quiet in here, because there's a dominant high pressure in here. It's controlling everything, and it's not letting anything up into this area. And there's just some lake effect because the cold air is running over the lakes, and that's what's happening. I'd like to quickly go now to the GFS and talk about more of the long-range pattern, because we're looking at some interesting things. So we go past this, we get a cold shot of air, things start to warm up as the pattern turns more zonal. And that is basically where the jet stream isn't doing any roller coasters, any loop-de-loops. It's just going from west to east. That's called the zonal flow. And the storms coming in from the Pacific have access to the central U.S., and they get out into the central U.S. And look, they could be producing some snows here. Definitely a big warm-up for the east this weekend, coming up this weekend into next weekend. But this doesn't mean winter's done. Like I just answered a question a couple of minutes ago, that winter is definitely not over yet. and we are going to see quite a bit of cold still. You could see another snowstorm potentially much further to the south with cold air. We see another storm system. This one's just ridiculous. I mean, it shows heavy snow down to Alabama and the Gulf Coast states. Again, would this happen? Most likely not, but it just goes to show you that we're looking for a fairly active pattern, and things are looking fairly interesting. I'd quickly like to go to windy.com now and check on a European model snow forecast for the south. I'm pretty sure it shows, again, 1 to 2 to 3 inches, nothing remarkable. All the models are in fairly good agreement that it's not going to be a massive event, but it's definitely going to be a disruption for the south. So let's go to total new snowfall accumulations. Let's go next 3 days because 24 hours may not encompass this whole thing. Okay, so yeah, it's just what I thought. It has a little bit further to the south and east, so that's good news for the cities like Atlanta, where you may get more snow. But again, look, Birmingham 2 inches, tops in some locations 3 inches. I wouldn't say 4 inches. Maybe in the mountains up to 4 inches, but otherwise doesn't seem like a likely bet. So in terms of anything else, what's going on for the rest of the country, let's zoom out of here and check on what's going on for the next 10 days, what the European model has in terms of snowfall. It has quite a bit of snow, especially for north central US. Look at that. Quite a bit. So we could be definitely looking at some active patterns and some active weather. So thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing, consider liking the video, and I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. See ya. Bye.